While Indian audiences crib and cry about not having good content or bad storytelling, bad script writing, old jokes, and lacking style and substance in most mainstream Bollywood movies, when the crew and cast of these films actually tried, these films went under the radar of Indian audiences. I'm going to be talking about two films that you need to watch like yesterday. So, the first on the list is probably a movie that deserved a lot of praise, and it's Action Hero. Action Hero is this amazing comedy, action, drama film by starring Ayushmann Khurrana, directed by Anirudh Iyer, and apparently, from what I have researched, this is his debut film, and it's a 45 crore film, and the budget is well spent because this film looks like a Hollywood neo noir kind of film. It's very stylized, it's extremely funny, and the action is superb. The story is also very gripping. It literally makes you
We have
watch
a
and
fairly
holds you,
backward
literally
audience here, I
holds you
must
by
say,
the
in spite
head
of the
and
film
makes you watch
society
the
movement
film
and all
till the
that.
end.
If you consider
The
the
story, the ending, everything was perfect. The songs were okayish, and the action was really good. Acting by Ayushmann Khurrana was really, really good, and there were some fun cameos by Akshay Kumar too. So I really don't understand how this film did not make any money or did not make enough money. I think this was really underappreciated and underrated. You really need to watch this film. The second film, if you are a fan of murder mysteries like Knives Out or any other Agatha Christie book to film adaptations, then you should watch Monica, Oh My Darling. Holy Hell is this film stylized and hilarious, but also extremely gripping. It's pretty much like Knives Out, just for comparison, and I'm not saying it borrows anything from those films, except for maybe the genre tropes and all of those things. But that comes with the genre, right? So the film is really funny. It has hilarious set pieces that are intricate and just like makes you want to watch them. You just can't take your eyes off the screen. It was a Netflix release. I think this film could have done wonders with a theatrical release, especially the experience that it created was really good enough for theater. I think it's kind of undercutting it to watch it in a TV, but still, this film was really great. Radhika Apte and Rajkumar Rao are hilarious, especially Radhika Apte's character. It's completely crazy and hilarious, and it's not some cheap WhatsApp jokes either. This movie has a few issues. Both of these movies are obviously not some perfect films, but they are amazingly made, massy, funny films, and that kind of went under the radar. So, especially when somebody says that India doesn't make good content, like just slap them and make them watch these two movies. Discuss why these films didn't work and why generally content driven cinema in India does not work. I think it's because the Indian audience for films and movies is really overestimated. I think it's a much smaller audience, really. And to make 1,000 crore film, you need to dumb it down enough so that anybody who doesn't even speak the language, because India has so many languages, can understand what's going on in the film, and people of all social standings can understand and relate to the story. So what really works is just a manly, masculine, hunky man that most men can aspire to, having an underdog story which most people can relate to because most people feel like they're underdogs in their life. So these films are not like that at all. They actually give you a perspective of what modern India or these tier 1 cities are supposed to project or are projecting. So basically, Monica, Oh My Darling, it's a film from the perspective of, even though it's kind of an underdog story, it's from the perspective of an tech startup entrepreneur. Now, that is not really a relatable genre or perspective for most people. Look, we can hate and shit on Indian audiences, but it's not like people don't want to watch good content, right? I can only make reasons or give arguments as to why these films that are supposed to work didn't. So yes, Indian audiences clearly don't care about films that offer a new perspective. That's why a lot of films about LGBTQ rights or women's rights don't get the same amount of uh, box office returns as another old kissy action comedy film or just action romantic film. in Monica, oh my darling, it's such a well created plot and such a whodunit kind of thing. And not just whodunit, but actually who's the body? That's the funniest thing because who the fuck died? So that was pretty funny. It was really well written, and especially the pacing in both of these films, even Action Hero, which I'll dive into in a second, is really well because these films are really tightly wound, and you just can't stop watching these films. You won't pick up your phone even for a second. Coming to Action Hero, this film is actually more like massy films because it's a straight up action film. And but the problem is that the film is from perspective of an action hero. Literally, it's literally from the perspective of an action superstar. Again, maybe I think though this is a plot that most Indians can't relate to, and I get it. That's not the point. It's not just a one-dimensional thing. This action hero and even Rajkumar Rao's character in Monica, Oh My Darling, these people are extremely relatable. But on the face of it, it seems like a completely unrelatable person because it's just a movie about a super actor, like super famous person, right? But I really can't understand why this film didn't work. It had the songs, it had some massy elements here and there, and it was a straight up action film, if not one of the best action films in the past 5 years that Bollywood has made. The film had an amazing story. The plot was really good. Jaideep Alawat's acting was really good. Obviously, Ayushmann Khurrana's acting was good. Akshay Kumar's cameo was kind of funny. It was a really good film. I think uh, if you really think about it, this is how I think about how a film works. Can you make reels out of it? Can an alpha male content creator, grifter make a reel out of it? And in Action Hero, you can kind of see that because there are scenes where they are like very emotionally, one of those films, those scenes like betrayal and all that shit. And the action plot is actually pretty good, and the story goes to places where you might have not thought about originally, and it like literally explores all the plots. Like it expands a lot upon this premise of an action hero, an action superstar being involved in an accident with someone related to a politician. So it's kind of like who's bigger, a politician or a superhero in this in India and how a movie star or an actor who basically has very less real life skills can actually use his talents to get out of the situation. I like those films where someone in a particular job with very few skills can just kind of use their skills in their own way to get out of the problem, right? So it was a really good film. I don't know why it didn't work. That's it. Indian audiences, like, what are you? That's the video for today. I hope you like it. Subscribe. Bye bye. Peace.